And welcome back to my station. My name is Joanne and I am a law student from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome back to my channel. There's been so much that's been happening all over the YouTube streets, but I wanted to get back to a law case and get a YouTube people's yes, opinion on it. Now, there is a defamation case at the moment where a network is being sued and a journalist is being sued. And the journalist is saying that the network should pay her legal fees. And they've said, well, either you can wait, we might do it after the case. The other thing is that she's chosen to go with a lawyer different to the network. The network uses a firm and she decided to go and get somebody more high profile, more expensive, and now she's not happy about the legal bills. So here it is here. Let's have a look. So you might think, oh, gee, Joanne, you're looking really spiffy. Yes, I got my new camera. I got a new camera. And I'm sorry that I'm like pulling faces and everything at you all. I just need to get used to it. So this says Lisa Wilkinson sues Network 10 over legal bills for Bruce Lehman defamation suit. The media identity is seeking more than $700,000 from her employer, claiming they reneged on an agreement to cover her legal costs on Lehman's defamation case. Now, there is an argument to be said that she could have used their legal representation and they could have done the work, but she's chosen to go with another group, and then therefore should the costs be on her own. So this is what we need to discuss. Lisa Wilkinson is suing her employer Network 10 over a dispute about payment of more than $700,000 in legal costs in the Bruce Lehman defamation case. The high-profile television presenter and former The Project star chose to use a separate legal team to Network 10 to defend the defamation case brought by Lehman, who is suing both over their interview with Brittany Higgins in 2021. Network 10 traditionally uses Thomson gear, but Wilkinson chose to engage Gillis Delaney lawyers and prominent defamation barrister Sue Chrysanthou. The costs associated with what is expected to be a 4-week trial will be significant, and Wilkinson had expected that to be covered by her employer. But a dispute over the payment of her legal bills, which now she says totals more than $700,000, has now prompted Wilkinson to sue Network 10 in the New South Wales Supreme Court. The proceedings allege that Network 10 had previously accepted that it needed to indemnify Wilkinson, even if she used another law firm. Courts seen by The Guardian show Network 10 accepted it was liable to indemnify the plaintiff on 2 separate occasions in both March and June 2023. The documents allege it has now reneged and is now not paying costs. Wilkinson, according to her documents, has not received any payments in respect to her legal costs and other expenses incurred. The network, the court document said, initially tried to argue that it did not have to pay Wilkinson's costs until after the proceedings concluded, which could take many months. The defendant initially sought to decline to pay the plaintiff any amount on the basis of a contention advanced in correspondence that it did not have to pay any amount until after the proceeding had concluded, on the basis it was first necessary to ascertain the position in relation to the possible orders for costs in favour of the plaintiff against the applicant in the proceedings, the document alleged. When the vices in that approach were explained to the defendant in correspondence, the defendant then contended that the narratives that had been provided in respect to legal costs the plaintiff incurred were in some respects not sufficiently detailed, or included work that was unreasonable. The document says that Wilkinson invoiced initially in Network 10 for $375,000 in May, before reducing the requested amount to $353,000. Then she invoiced the organisation for a further $370,000 in September. The defendant still has not paid the plaintiff any amount in respect of any item of work or any dollar cost and expense described in the invoices. Network 10's said in a statement that Wilkinson's lawyers had issued. The lawyers engaged by Wilkinson have issued invoices for a substantial amount of money in excess of $700,000. And in good governance, those need to be justified through due process. In the meantime, Network 10's focus on defending the defamation claim brought by Bruce Lehman. The defamation trial is expected to begin next month and will take less than 4 weeks, including oral evidence from both Lehman and Higgins. Lehman has denied Higgins in Parliament House and pleaded not guilty in a trial in the ACT Supreme Court. That trial was abandoned due to jury misconduct. It says this article was amended on 9th October 2023 to include a claim for the second invoice, bringing the claim amount to over $700,000. So here is the thing. There is, as I said, there is one school of thought that is, if she'd used their legal firm, then maybe they would have covered it. The second part is, should they have to indemnify her for it? Wouldn't there be insurance or something that they could draw on to pay for that? And sometimes costs are dealt with after a case. So I'm interested to see what your take is on this. What do you think? It's going to be a very interesting defamation trial. And don't forget that there was an interview with Higgins by Wilkinson. She won an award for that interview. So should the network indemnify her? I mean, we haven't seen the documentation. This will all be submitted in the Supreme Court. But I'm interested just on what we've seen. What do you think? Should the network pay for her, or should she have to pay her own legal fees, considering that she did not use the lawyer that they were using? As I said, quite often, if to the same different groups, they sometimes use the same lawyer for cost effective because they've got to do the same work. So anyway, I'd be interested to know what you think. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now.